What's up, gamers? Koobs here. We're gonna take a look at a clip. I'm gonna be quiet and we're gonna enjoy and appreciate this clip together. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Wasn't that just great? Wasn't that just a great clip? Didn't we love that? We loved that, didn't we? I loved that. I hope that you did too. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you as usual. Keep doing your thing, gamer. Keep being awesome and keep spreading positivity. We all make a difference. Don't forget that, okay? Today we're going to take a look at my what is this guy doing? Look at this new tech he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but it looks cool, doesn't it? I love it. I think it looks great. I think he's cool. So this was just a fun little invasion that I had. This is another content creator, small channel like my own, and they go by the name Noob Dark Soul, and we were having a nice little fight together. And so I wanted to keep them in the video. Sometimes what I'll do is if I have like a cool fight, I'll put them at like the end of the video, but then I'm worried that like nobody's watching at that point of the video. You know, some people are probably watching, but not everybody. Like some of the videos that I put out are a little bit longer, so I understand if like you watch a couple of minutes and then you click on something else. That's how I do it sometimes when I'm on YouTube. I'll be watching something and then I just like get distracted, or I see something else in my feed that I want to check out. So anyway, so I wanted to put this guy early on in the invasion. We were just having like a nice little fun 1v1, and I got him down to just a sliver of health there, and I was like, you know what, dude, there's a hunter coming. Let me take out this hunter and you heal up and we'll fight again later. So just had a good little interaction, and I love these kind of interactions. After the fight, he messaged me and said, you know, GG, and sent me a friend request, and I saw that he was a streamer on Twitch and made some content on YouTube, so I went to his channel and subscribed and watched a couple of videos and gave some thumbs up, and I was like, hey, you know, I make videos too if you ever want to check them out. And he subscribed to my channel, and I thought that was great, you know, those little interactions that we can have in this fun game known as Elden Ring. So I hope that you're out there having fun. I've been having a lot of fun with my invaders, all my invasion characters. I just, oh, look at this, another hunter's on the way. It's like, yeah, let's just keep them coming. It's like orders up. Got another hunter to dispatch. So this is my level 25 character, and I've been having a blast with this character in particular. Just a lot of fun in the encounters that I have. And one of the things I wanted to kind of touch on and talk about today is parrying, because for a while I didn't know how to parry very well. I didn't use parry. I didn't use any of the parry Ashes of War. I just wasn't very good at it, and so I would kind of stay away from it. I was even, like, in my initial playthrough of this game, I probably used the no weapon skill Ash of War on any shield that I was rocking, because it was like, why do I want to have parry taking up my L2 button when I could use the no skill Ash of War on my shield, and then I would be able to just use whatever my weapons Ash of War is without having to put my shield onto my back. But then as you continue to play, and especially as you continue to invade, it's like you have to realize that parrying and getting good at parrying is kind of like the next step in like the skill gap, right? So like you can be a really great invader who never parries. I'm not saying that you have to parry in order to be a good invader, but it really kind of takes your game to the next level when you can parry, because it throws them off a little bit. It gives them something to think about, like they have to mix up their attacks a little bit more, and just, hey, look at that, got a parry. And I said, you know what, I'm not gonna take that riposte. I'm gonna do something better. I'm gonna let you tumble roll right off the edge, right? That was fun, wasn't it? So even if you land the parry and you don't get the riposte, that's okay too. But landing the parry is really kind of like the key to the whole thing. There we go. Got another parry. Now this guy's like, oh crap. I can't just spam my R1 button on this guy. I gotta think about it. I gotta mix up my attacks a bit. Maybe I'm gonna use some magic. Oh, I'm gonna get some magic out. That's not gonna work either, is it? We know, gamers. We know at this point, if you've been watching the videos on the channel, we know how magic turns out for these phantoms. But hey, so parrying and getting good at parrying. Where do you start? There's probably guides out there how to get good at parrying or like what to look for, but really it's just through trial and error. It's through playing the game, and you got to go out there and you just got to try and do it, you know? Just do it. Just like invading in itself. Like, how do you get better at invading? Well, you go and invade, you know? How do you get better at riding a bike? You go ride a bike. How do you get better at driving a car? You go drive a car. So same thing applies for parrying. How do you get better at parrying? You just got to go out there and do it. Eventually, you'll kind of get used to some of the timings, some attacks. Some weapons are really kind of predictable in what you should look for, and you can kind of get an understanding for like, okay, I can parry this attack, but maybe this one's a little bit more challenging for me. And you just kind of look at that. I got parried. I get parried just as much. Well, maybe not just as much as I parry, but I get parried sometimes. And so you just, you know, good for him. He landed his parry. He did his thing. Maybe I can pay him back. What was that he just used? Piercing Fang? I think I can parry that. You think I can parry that move, gamers? We'll see. So, getting better at it just through practice. Take your time. Get better. Oof. I can, in fact, parry that. There it goes. I didn't, don't know if I've ever parried that move before, but I did just then. And then, oof, look at him. Poor guy. Guard break. Oh no, he gave up. He just stand there. Just stand there. Take your hits and go back to the site of grace, bub. So, again, just through the practice of it, being willing to fail, that's, I think, an important part of learning, is like accepting that you're going to fail sometimes. And failing isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it helps us grow. Sometimes we need to fail in order to move forward. So keep a positive mindset, especially if you're trying to get better at something. I've probably said something along these lines before, like, don't beat yourself up if you're trying to get better at something. If you're using a new weapon for the first time, it can be really easy to kind of resort back to your comfort zone, but really kind of push yourself. Oh, here we have a lore accurate Gandalf. Did you see that? Run, you fools. That's the silly one. Just dumb. I make dumb jokes here on this channel. They're all pretty dumb, but hopefully maybe you get a little laugh out of it. I don't know. I'm laughing. I got a smile on my face right now as I'm recording the audio for this one, because this was just some fun, good invasions that I was having. And, I don't always set out with a particular goal in mind for these invasion videos that I put together. Oof, got him. They just kind of, like, the story unfolds naturally. So I'll go out and I'll spend, maybe an afternoon or two playing as a specific character and gathering some clips. And then I'll sit down and I'll put the clips together and see, is there like a uniting theme to these clips? Is there something that's happening in these clips that's kind of similar that I can maybe talk about and, gear the message of the video towards? And it just so happened that we're talking about parries today. This guy gets parried and that guy gets parried. Everybody gets a parry. A parry for Anneli. So that's really kind of the gist of the video, was just talking about parrying and encourage you to go out if you're an invader and practice parrying. Clearly I'm a huge fan of Carry and Retaliation, Ash of War. That's my preferred parry, just because it like, as an invader, you're considering your resources. You're always looking for utility out of things. So that's why I use a lot of the weapon ashes of war that not only do something, but they also buff your weapon. So like lightning slash and flaming strike and chilling mist, sacred blade. I like these ashes of war because they have two functions. There's like an attack part of it, and then there's also the utility aspect where it's buffing your weapon and doing something else for you. So you're really kind of like squeezing all the juice out of that ash of war that you possibly can for the FP that you're using. This was a silly one. He's just hiding behind this tree here. It looked like he moved there, didn't he? It looked like he moved just subtly. I can't tell if this guy's at his controller or not. But either way, just, having fun with these silly invasions. His friend is playing on the moon. Like, he's all over the place. Look at this guy. Clearly, I think at this point, like, he can't be playing, right? He's not at his controller because he would have moved at that point. But, it is what it is. Just having some silly invasions. But so getting some value out of your Ashes of War and out of your parries in general. That's why I'm such a fan of the Carrion Retaliation in particular, because it can deflect the magic, and then you also get like this extra added attack out of it. And you can also just use it for a standard parry. It's got great parry frames. But I know that some people are a fan of like Golden Parry, which is going to kind of, I think it has the most parry frames. Probably mentioned that before as well. But it's got really good parry frames, and I think it can even like parry like people who are not even just in front of you, like off to the side. It can even parry them. So like they're just really great options for you for parrying. There's the Storm Wall or Storm Wind, I think it's called Storm Wall, that can like deflect arrows, and that's got a low FP cost. Top's Barrier I've mentioned before, totally free. There's a 0 FP cost associated with Top's Barrier, so you can just sit there and continue to use it, even if it dispels some magic that's thrown your way. So that's a really great option as well. But so you really just have to kind of pick up a shield, slap a parry on there, start using it, and you'll get better, over time. And then there's like this rewarding aspect to landing parries, like you especially your first, when you're first getting started, like those first handful of parries that you land, it's just, oh man, look at, he quit. But those first parries that you land, like they just feel great, there's like this like feeling that you have. It's like, oh yes, landed that parry, landed that critical hit, and you're just feeling yourself. Now you've got a little bit of like swagger in your step, like I can parry people now. And that's an important aspect to building your confidence too, is like celebrate those moments. Like, yeah, I parried that guy and I took out that phantom with the critical hit, and even though I might have lost the invasion, it doesn't matter because I did something new and fun and different, and I feel good about it. This guy here, Barbarian Matt, just like the absolute Chad of the guard counters. I mean, I hit him and he's guard countering. I hit him and he's guard countering. It's every time. And so it's like, man, can I parry a guard counter? I don't know, but I'm going to start trying. Maybe I'll land one. Who knows? But so that's the gist of the video and gist of the message. I really appreciate you for being here, especially if you've stuck around this long. Thank you. I have been and always will be Koobs. Peace and love, gamers.